Merry Christmas, you filthy animals, and a Happy New Year. Arsenal 3, West Ham United 1. And Kenny, you were at the game. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas
Big
to you
up
as
to you.
well.
Luckily for you, you only live around the corner, so it's not mad drama getting home. But how were you feeling when we were 1-0 down, penalty disallowed at half time, and then end up winning 3-1? I thought we were great personally for 70 minutes out of 90. Um, other than that, all right, there was some good performance today. Martin Odegaard, man of
Yeah,
the match for me. Ben White, I thought was superb.
definitely. Yeah.
Saliba looked rusty, stupid tackle, bit
Yeah.
soft. But it was a penalty. But what did you make it up being at the game, and what was the festive mood like at the game, Kenny?
Very good, very good. Like, I think what's happened is majority of people, unlike me, were looking forward to the match. They're missing their Premiership. It was absolutely freezing. I'll tell you one thing, Lee. You don't want to be anywhere near England. It's so
Kenny,
cold.
I've got the fire on, mate. I've got the fire on in the background. You can't even see it.
Well, if you've got the fire on, then it must be
There we
bad.
go.
Yeah, because I'll tell you one thing, it's absolutely horrendous weather-wise. I'll tell you, your fingers are like icebergs. But I'll tell you one thing, one thing about today's performance, one thing about today, that's the level of performance we're going to need, because teams like West Ham are going to play that way. They're going to play one up front. They're going to work the channels. Antonio had a fantastic game in the first half, and I think we're going to have to grind out wins. Teams are taking us seriously. Teams do rate us. They rate our quality, and they're frightened of us. They know that they won't be able to stay for us for 90 minutes, so they have to try and get something to get in front. And I must say, the first half we were sloppy. Saliba was struggled, because I think what's happened is he looked off the pace. Mikel Antonio took advantage of that. I think a lot of people are banging with Gabriel for not getting there quick enough. Sorry, mate. Gabriel hasn't needed to get there quick enough, because Saliba's been on the ball. He's, like I said, he's read the situations. He hasn't let the ball bounce, and he hasn't been turned by Antonio in the first half. Antonio turned him, helped, and actually done him on a few occasions in terms of like quickness of hand and foot. And West Ham looked really sharp. But the thing with West Ham is that if you put that amount of endeavour in, you'll pay for it in the second half, and that's what's happened. It's a case of us having to grind something out. It's a case of us having to work something, in terms of like put a tackle in, show us a bit of aggression, then we can play our football. The old adage, earn the right to play, and that's what we did. Our goal said everything about it. We were only going to get an equaliser, not from good play, because West Ham were reading our moves. It was a case of a shot, not a very strong shot, getting a bit intercepted. West Ham switch off, we score. And then when we score the first goal, that's when the floodlights open, and then we can get our quality, because West Ham realised, like I said, that, that we're creating a lot of space, and that's how we scored their second, third. So it's one of those things is that, Arsenal fans, if you want to see good football for 90 minutes, you're going to be very much mistaken. But the good thing about it is that you may see fight, endeavour, and, the ability to find a way to win when you don't play well. Did we play well for 90 minutes? I wouldn't say so. Was everyone on their game? Not really. I wouldn't say so. West Ham, weren't put men behind the ball, but we didn't have enough quality to break them down. The penalty decision, again, I bow to your superior knowledge, because I still don't know what happened. Because
Mate, do you know what, Kenny? I'll be honest with you. Yeah, the referee was looking straight at it. Michael Oliver was to the left of Odegaard, looking straight at it, and he gave penalty. Right on the replays, and it's only the replay. I weren't watching on Amazon Prime. I was watching somewhere else. Right, but the replays that I see, it was inconclusive, because they showed on the VAR with him stood next to Odegaard, so you couldn't see the West Ham player. But then when they showed the reverse angle, right, the first angle looked like it smashed him straight in the head. The reverse angle is inconclusive. Listen, anyone in the chat, help us out. For me, that was inconclusive, which is why he overturned it.
Yeah, but you think about the other situation as well. The West Ham's penalty, the goal from Barama. Again, against Saliba, one thing about Saliba, there was intent. He was
clumsy.
What's happened is that he was tempted to put a foot in when Bowen went over him, and I thought he pulled out. So when I was going to penalty, it had to be something else, because I have to bow to your superior knowledge again, because obviously you had the best angles. It didn't look a penalty at me, but he I thought that he actually swerved it because he did look to make the tackle, make the challenge.
On that penalty, right? He lunged in from the side, one ball over the top. Everyone and Gabriel went super advanced and pressed. Now he's way out, so Saliba covered him. Tierney's out in no man's land. Then what happened is Saliba then lunged from the side, and his knee, his left knee, caught Owen's left foot.
So we
balance. It's soft, but
because where we were,
soft. If it was up the other end, Kenny, we'll be crying for it.
Yeah, but the thing about it is that at the time, for where we are, it looked like he's trying to take him out. Then he's fought against it, and then the guy's gone over. So I was thinking, it's one of those things, you know, like if you're in the box, I'm trying to make the tackle, and I think no, the referee's going to give any little contact. So from us, it looks like the intent initially was there to take him out, but he's pulled out. But again, I've got a bad for your knowledge. Maybe in the art of trying to pull out.
Soft. It was soft and it was clumsy, but he put him off balance because his knee caught his left foot.
It's a penalty.
He put him off balance, which is why. And listen, it's soft. It was not as soft as the Di Maria World Cup penalty, but it was very soft. But at the same time, he did put him off balance.
Well,
it was very much against the runner play, and I feel if it was up the other end, we'd be crying for it. But at that point, they'd done nothing, But that kind of knocked us until half time. We were kind of like, whoa, we're shook. Odegaard was balling out at that point. Martinelli was playing well, although he weren't helping Kieran Tierney out. Tierney got overrun today because Martinelli weren't tracking back. But we played very well up until that penalty, and then the second half, we then regrouped. Big up Arteta for his team talk at half time.
Well, I don't know what sort of team talk, you know what I mean?
Domination, mate.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. We're going to have to grind out results because next week we're going to play Newcastle, and Newcastle are going to come to win because they've got a lot more quality than West Ham. They've got players who can be match winners. They've got the match winners in midfield, the match winners in the wing, and they've got a target. So they're going to be more sustained. Again, it's another test. Brighton's going to be another test as well, where we're going to have to like the same sort of thing, where Brighton are going to sort of, like I said, come to win. You know, they had a good result against in the South Coast derby. So, and they beat us at the Emirates. So they're going to be pretty confident. So it's a test. We're not going to, blow teams away to win this title. It's going to be like grind because teams are taking it seriously. You know what I mean?
I want to ask you as well. I know it's mad busy where you are, and everyone's filtering out and that, and everyone's in festive mood, right? I want to ask you, for me, Ben White up until maybe the Cruyff turn from Martin Odegaard was going to be my man of the match. Martin Odegaard did that Cruyff turn, took two players out the equation real quick, and I was like, he's been brilliant, and he got the penalty that was then overturned. But for me, Martin Odegaard was man. I think he actually got man of the match as well. But there was some very good performers out there today. Who was your standout 3-4 players?
Well, it's got to be Martin Odegaard because he's involved in like the first goal, and he kept on finding space. He kept on knocking on that door. Even in the first half of West Ham, like we're keeping it tight, they had a good shape. I always thought that with West Ham, like playing in their goal line, they're just inviting pressure and they're setting off. He was the man who locked the door, and I think that's what he's a team for. But, me and you have always been quite a lukewarm about Martin. And we always thought that, Martin there's probably a better calibre of number 8 than Martin. But this season, he's come to the party. We still like a bit more goals, but there has been goals. So, in terms of, complaints, I'm fully with you in terms of, him getting the man of the match. It was a fantastic performance. And this is what we're going to need from Martin. Because, we also have that kind of player in Fabio Vieira, but games like this, Martin's going to have a lot of the ball. He's going to have to come from deep. He's going to have to try and knock the door because teams who come to the Emirates are going to come and play men behind the ball. Even Brentford, the fact that they got players like Tony.
Everyone. We see Brentford today against Tottenham. Like they were 2-0 up and then they bottled it, right? So far, Kenny, there's been no upset, and normally on these festive period fixtures, there's normally an upset. When we went 1-0 down, I was thinking, well, maybe it's us. But do you know what? We dodged that bullet. No Santa Claus Arsenal here today, mate. Maybe tomorrow, Man United, Chelsea, or City get that festive upset.
I think what it is, right, is that, thing up Mikel Antonio, right, he'll give him their all. But like I said, by 80 minutes, he's shagged.
He's done.
So
Yeah.
he's done. So what's happening is that they also miss Samaka as well. So
Yeah.
he's the one who he doesn't just hold the ball up; he actually gives them that quality in front of goal as well. And I think that's what they missed. If they had Samaka with his quality in front of goal, who knows? They might have punished us. But you know, there's going to be teams who are going to be good enough to punish us. Are going to grind that, and that's where we're going to have to fight for every point we're going to get. Fight for every win. It's not going to be easy. Teams are going to change the way they play against us. Got North London derby as well. That's going to be hard. So it's not going to be easy. You know what I mean?
Man United, Tottenham,
Yeah, everything's
Brighton
got.
away.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we've got some big games coming up, man. We've got some very big games
Massive.
coming
We've got some massive games. But you know what? Got one game at a time. You know what I mean? One game at a time. That's what we've got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Listen, Kenny, get yourself home safely, mate.
All right,
I know it's
Lee.
mad busy.
All right.
Yeah, get yourself home safely. Yeah, don't worry about player ratings, mate. You get yourself home. Yeah.
All right.
And Merry Christmas to you and your family, man. And we'll
All
see
right,
you again on New Year's Eve, mate.
Without fail, mate.
Yeah, come on. Love you, man.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas, bro.
Love you too, Lee.